Power of Gratitude. It's a new film debuting at the Empire Theatre downtown tonight. It's showing just how gratitude can have a positive impact not only on your mood, but your health as well. Doug Vermeeren is the director of the Gratitude Experiment, joining us here on CTV Morning Live. Welcome back, by the way.
It's good to be with you, Rob.
Talk about the film itself and why did you deal with gratitude?
Well, I think gratitude is something that we, as you and I talked about earlier, kind of take for granted often. And when we begin to experience more gratitude in our lives, amazing things can happen and change. And I think that, if our hearts are more filled with gratitude and we understand how to practice it, there can really be a positive effect globally, really.
Maybe tough to change habits because it's a fairly cynical society that we live in.
Yeah, I think it is. And, I guess you could kind of compare it to ice melting. If you hold it in your hand, it can be a little bit painful, and it does take time, but eventually if you hang on there, the habits will change. And so I think once we begin to experience the benefits and the positivity from experiencing more gratitude, it's a lot easier to bring those habits into our life regularly.
So what did you and everybody else on the project learn about gratitude as you were talking to people?
I think there was quite a bit that we actually did learn about gratitude. I think one of the things that we wanted to do in the experiment was to explore, is there scientific evidence that gratitude can make a difference? Is there real hard facts that demonstrates that by experiencing gratitude and by looking for gratitude, can it really make a difference in our day-to-day? And we did discover that it did. One of the startling things to me, though, however, is gratitude, the way that it's typically practiced in the world, is not necessarily the most beneficial. There's other ways that we can bring gratitude in that aren't as commonly known. And so in the film, we sort of reveal some of those things and talk about how you can expand gratitude and also start practicing it in an effective way so it really makes a difference for you.
Give us a couple of examples then.
Well, one of my favorite examples is oftentimes we're very grateful for what we have. A nice car, nice house, more money, nice office, all these things, great family, etc. But when tragedy strikes or a challenge happens, we aren't always as grateful because, again, it's attached to what is or the things that are there. So when we lose those things, it becomes difficult to keep that gratitude. So one of the shifts that I found that was very interesting is to find gratitude in. So even when there's a negative situation or something that's difficult, how can you still have gratitude in those moments? And there were some incredible strategies that we discovered that help you find the good, even in the negative, which I know it may sound a little bit simplistic, but once you learn how to do it, it's true. There is always good in any negative situation, and the more good you find, the more you can expand that good within it to overcome the challenge.
Good stuff. We have a little clip here we want to let everybody see, so roll the tape.
It's a world that's often filled with negativity, heartache, pain, and sorrow. In parts of the world, there are disasters and tragedies that are natural and man-made. Will gratitude really change any of this? Will gratitude make a difference? Perhaps you've recently lost your job. Maybe you've even been unemployed for some time. Maybe you've gone through a divorce or a bankruptcy. Maybe even all of the above. Is it possible to still feel gratitude in moments like this in your life?
Which you quickly talked about, and opening your eyes to everything else that's going on around you, and I guess instead of having that tunnel vision, right?
Absolutely. Yeah, definitely.
You can find out more about the Gratitude Experiment, edmonton.ctvnews.ca. You're also saying that it's going to be on iTunes soon as well?
Yeah, we've actually got a variety of online partners that we partner with. In fact, one I'm quite excited about is we've just actually recently done a deal with one of the people that was in charge of doing the master distribution for The Secret. So they're looking at this film thinking that it could be almost just as big, and I've got many of the same casts that are in, but the message is very, very unique in this film. I don't think I've ever recognized the power that gratitude really has.